Hi, Chloe.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you?
how are you? Hope you're well. We're so excited to introduce you to LoveRose Talks. So, for our viewers at home, this is Chloé Dall'olio, and she runs a series on Instagram called The Body Talks, and where she speaks to different people, empowered and strong people, about their relationship with their body, how they feel about it, the confidence, and the kind of what they feel about the world around them. And so, firstly, we'd just like you to kind of tell us all why you set that up and what was the inspiration behind
Of course. Welcome everyone. Nice to meet
it.
you all. Of course. So, well, it started as a sort of exercise, I think, initially, and it sort of put together all the research and all the things that I've always been interested into. But also, of course, it was a sort of melting pot of everything that I've been working in the background on, and then that was just um, the perfect product to come out, which, yeah, it's strange to call it a product, the perfect outcome I think I could think of. Well, so many things that okay, let's start from the basics. So I've always been on a journey in self-acceptance and self-love. I've been bullied when I was a kid. I've always been the fat one. I've always been put on a second place because of my weight and because of how I was appearing. So I've always tried to find ways to accept myself and to love myself. Society in general doesn't really always allow you to do that, and especially when you are around social media, when you are watching television, when you are consuming media, and when you're it's always difficult to find yourself represented out there, and it's always difficult and rare. Well, nowadays it's much better, but when I was a kid and when I was younger, it has always been difficult to see other people that were looking like me or went through experiences I went through. So to me, having a platform and being able to use it for good was something that I've always wanted to do. And I think I've done a few, I took part to a few body positive catwalks, and I'm trying to be a sort of advocate for the movement. So I've been meeting and talking to different women from different backgrounds, with different abilities, different skin tones, different body shape, everything. And I've been listening and hearing from stories of wow, I've been listening to different stories and be talking about different things with them. So I have this sort of all their voices in my brain, and I've always wanted to give them voice and to empower them somehow. But also it's good for me as well to have these conversations and learn more about the different experiences that these women had.
Yeah.
So initially, the idea was to amplify voices. So the idea came just after also the Black Lives Matter movement. So the idea of empowering women that deserve a bigger platform on our social media in this case. So I really was keen to catch up with a lot of women that I admire and that I worked with in the past, or I've met through my different experiences, and give them some space on my platform. It's not the biggest platform in the world, but if I can, with the little I can, I wanted to. I also wanted to include the queer community, LGBTQI+, which is my community as well. And usually in the sort of media that I consume or I'm part of, that doesn't always have a big part in the conversation. So I really wanted to put together body positivity, representation, and queer community all together to empower and to give voice to. So the idea behind it is talking about bodies, but just as a starting point to then go through other conversations, including as much diversity as possible, having some female founders, and also having some artists that use the body to express some messages to the world. That was a really long answer, but it came from different parts of messages I want to share with the world. So I found the way of the conversation of these talks the best way of combining all these necessities and all these emotions that I wanted to share with the whole world.
Yeah.
So that was, I don't know if that answers your question, but that was a sort of the idea.
It does. I think like the fact, you know, the point that you said that like we are conditioned to appreciate a certain beauty or what, yeah, we're conditioned that it looks like that or whatever. And so, you know, when I started this journey with LoveRose, basically it was because I felt that like the lingerie kind of market had let me down, you know. It wasn't, there was nothing there for me and my new body. And so that was one thing I wanted to ask you about, because you know, on your Instagram, you are looking so amazing in, you know, your lingerie. You've done lots of events, you've gone out there and you have expressed this body positivity. And I just wondered, you know, like how you get to that point where you no longer kind of like care what other people think. This is about you. It's about, as you said, loving yourself and accepting, you know, yourself and knowing that you are as beautiful as the next person. But yeah, so just tell us a little bit about like when that happened and how I can have some of that, please, Chloé.
Yeah, it's exactly as you said, like it's about acceptance. Like that's the main thing. I think it's an exercise you have to practice daily, sort of. So going back to the consumption of media, what I've done, like for example, on my Instagram feed or on my Facebook, is having around and consuming content from people that actually resonate with my idea of normality. So take out all the fake models, all the people that would just not make me feel good, and just having around empowering women or normal women friends or people that are positive to my headspace, let's say, as well as artists or anyone that can bring to my everyday scrolling something positive. That's one thing. Two, try and stop the culture of comparison and try and take out of your brain the fact that you need to look better or less good than someone else, because for whom? Like, we are so unique and so amazing how we all are. And I think thinking, oh, but she's thinner or she's curvier or she has a better bum or tighter teeth, like why are we doing this to ourselves? There is no reason. You should actually just try and appreciate what you have. And as my body changed, and a lot of like everybody's changes, everybody changes, and everybody, oh my god, you got that thing. All the bodies are in a constant movement and change. Waiting for, so something that came out from one of my interviews as well, from the Body Talks with Monica Gaga, who is an amazing jam host, improviser, actress, facilitator, queer, amazing power, force of nature. We were talking about stop being a placeholder, stop thinking when I will lose weight I will start doing this, or when I will change I will finally get the job, I will finally find the courage to do that step that I will wanted to do. And I had that all my life. Oh, when I will lose weight I will be happier, when I will lose weight I will try and find the job of my dreams, when I will lose weight I will finally go back dancing, which is a passion of mine. And waiting, and then actually I got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't wait until I lose weight, maybe I will get bigger every day of my life, and that's how it is, right? So why do you have to wait for a moment to actually do what you want to do? Do it now. Don't wait for it. Don't be a placeholder, or don't have a placeholder on your life, and actually try and do it. So you know what I've done? Last weekend, I got into a contemporary dance course for like 6 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to do contemporary dance. I am bigger than when I was doing it when I was a teenager. Who knows? That makes me happy. Let me just do it. And for everything. The ladies that took part in these events and manifestations and like catwalks and stuff had the same sort of concern and because I talked to them and they I think we all sort of do it, like, oh, whenever this will happen, it's a sort of excuse we give to ourselves to not do that thing that we really want to do because we are scared of it. So we really need to challenge ourselves and challenge our fears and actually try and do the first step towards the things that you actually want to do. So I said to myself, like, you know what, you're not going to lose weight at the moment, and why, if it's not for health, but do the best you can do with your life to love it and love yourself as much as you can. And the last thing, if you can't love yourself, like super empowered or positive, like, I don't know, if you can't love yourself, at least accept it. At least find a level of body neutrality that will ensure you don't hate your body, you don't look at yourself and hate it, but at least just accept it, appreciate it, and be neutral about it. Do something else. Think about your interests. Think about what else you love to do and to watch and to read and to do, and then start with that, and then slowly I think the more you do something for yourself that is not necessarily physical but it's also intellectual, the more you will also accept yourself as a whole, as a person, and not just as a body, and you will be able to love your body as a consequence because it's part of you.
You don't place that kind of self-worth on that one thing.
Exactly.
It's you kind of spread it amongst other things. That's great. And I was just going to ask, obviously, from where we're sitting in this beautiful room of lingerie, you can see on your Instagram how much you clearly love lingerie, and you know, you talk about it as a confidence booster. How do you feel in beautiful lingerie?
Well, I feel beautiful like I think it's lingerie is something amazing because it's something that not necessarily everyone sees, because not everyone actually have their photos in lingerie on there everywhere. It's something that is for you, that you have under your clothes, and you decide what to do with it, and it's like it makes you feel special. So it's a good investment on yourself, I think. I think you have the chance of sort of shaping your body in the way you like it the most. And it's a sort of like secret weapon that you can also use to, I don't know, to shape it. It's like it's a sculpture. It's like a work of art, the body. You can, if you don't follow strict rules that someone else gave you, like in something crazy, like the media in the 90s where the model, oh, anyway, that's another conversation. But if you don't follow that, but if you follow what actually you like about yourself and how you want to see yourself, it's an amazing tool that is empowering. It's almost going towards the art and also going towards the shaping of something that you like. It's interesting. I've always in the past also only tried to wear lingerie to make myself feel more sexy, which is amazing. But I don't think that's the only way you need to feel, because I think that sometimes it's tiring, always wanting to be like sexy and amazing. That's part of it, which is necessary. Like if you feel sexy, then if you have like a partner, that would be even more fun or whatever. But I think finding like a piece of like lingerie that is giving you the confidence of actually feeling like yourself, it's a gift. Like I have something like a little story about this. So I've always only worn push-up bras like up until this event I've done, I think last year in London. There was like the real catwalk with this model called Christiana, and we were having a chat before, and she was giving some tips, and so some ladies were like, oh, what should I wear? And I was like, I don't know what lingerie to wear. And she's like, I have a challenge for you. Why don't you wear something that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable just for this time? I know that usually you find something that, try and just push your limits and wear something that you wouldn't normally show yourself with. Like try and see if you can challenge yourself and do something different. So if usually you're in a bralette, do a sexy bra. Or if you usually are a sexy super baby doll woman, you try and do something like more casual, more like comfy. And I was like, okay, let me try. So by then I've never actually worn like bralettes or anything comfy. I've always tried to just sculpt it and have it there. But like I did that exercise, and initially, and I wore like actually this little bralette I have now on, and it was a bit uncomfortable at the beginning, but then I felt so comfortable, and from then on I decided which bra I wanted to use depending on how I wanted to feel on that day. And I didn't feel like I was constrained to always feel like, puff.
Yeah.
I can actually wear a bralette, feel sexy, feel like whatever that day. And that's so empowering because it changes the whole aura you have, I think. So that's what I think about good lingerie or any piece of lingerie you buy and you love.
Yeah. It's about choice as well, having the choice. Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, Chloé, it's been absolutely a pleasure having you on, and your energy is fantastic. And what's your handle on your Instagram, so you can tell our viewers?
So it's at Chloé Dall'olio. Maybe you have to put it somewhere because it's
we'll put it below you. It will appear.
And if you go on the Instagram TV section, there are like body talks. At the moment, we have first season, which is episode 1 to 6. But I am in the process of booking in all the other guests for the next season, which are absolutely insane. And I'm also, because not everyone has Instagram, and Instagram TV is only on Instagram, I'm also trying to figure out a little web page with the videos, the transcription of the interviews, and maybe the translation in Italian as well. So we have all my audience covered. Of course, the English is the main one. But go there, check the ones that are there now, and follow, so that when we got the new season, you will be able to actually grab them.
They're definitely worth a listen.
100%. 100%. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.